I'm Roseanne Cleveland, chair of the GIA board, and thank you all so much for being part of this wonderful conference. Really glad you're here. Let me just start out again by thanking our 2013 conference committee and our co-chairs, Paula Marancolo and Olive Mosier. Wonderful job. Thank you so much. To that, please let's add our thanks to our inspiring CEO and President, Janet Brown. And her fabulous staff. I haven't figured out how this handful of people get so much done, but I'm kind of thinking that they've cloned themselves. So, see. I have the great honor and all the fun of working with an amazing board, and I just want to recognize them now. They stood up the other day. I won't make them stand up again, but they're fabulous, and let me just give them a round of applause, too. Thank you. We are so honored and appreciate being elected by you to serve you. And I just want to let you know, Janet did a fabulous job yesterday of going through the work that we have ahead of us. And we are all really looking forward to continuing such important work as the capitalization and the racial equity work and seeing what comes ahead. In fact, in 2014, we will be turning 29. And have lots of things to look forward to, including going to Houston, Texas for our conference in October. So, big news. Today, we do have our co-chairs from Houston, Debbie McNulty from the Houston Endowments, and Jonothon Glust from the Houston Arts Alliance. And in a little bit, you're going to get a taste of what we can expect in Houston. But before we get to that, let me just say that we really want to hear from you. We appreciate your feedback and ideas and hope that as we turn 29, you will be in touch with us and let us know what you want, what you think. We are now going to get a little video from our Houston hosts, so I'll turn it over to them. Thank you.
I don't know who brought that video. This has been a great conference. I want to add my thanks to the GIA team and everyone in Philadelphia. I've had a fabulous time. Thank you so much. My name is Debbie McNulty, and I'm a program officer with Houston Endowment. And together with my colleague, David Lake, there's David. Hi, David. We're so happy to be hosting you next year with Jonothon Glust and his terrific team at the Houston Arts Alliance. Houston's a wonderful city. You're gonna have a great time there. I know a lot of people have expressed interest in the city and enthusiasm. They haven't been there. They're curious about the city. So we're really excited to be hosting you. Houston is known for a lot of things. But one thing people often are surprised by is how warm the people are there and how friendly. It's a very, very open city, and this has allowed a lot of great things to happen there. It's a fast-growing city, and it's changing rapidly. The speed of its growth is a little scary at times, but it's really brought a lot of talent and interesting new people to our community. We have a fantastic mayor. I really hope that you get to meet her. If you want to get a little taste of her personality and the personality of the city, I encourage you to Google the Colbert Report and see her interview, and just Google Mayor of Houston. It's about 5 minutes, and it's really delightful. Houstonians love and appreciate the arts. They have, right now, over 1 million unduplicated households participating in arts and culture activities, and not just one venue or one discipline, multiple disciplines, many venues. And that doesn't capture all of the free activities we have going on at any day in the city. A lot of free stuff. Jonothon and I were talking last night, and we couldn't really come up with a number of how many free things there are on any given day because there are so many. Of course, all of that is made possible because of the commitment of our organizations, which are really terrific, and the generosity of people and philanthropy. And it is a very generous city. So we are so looking forward to introducing you to our peers in Houston, in Texas, and helping establish a presence for GIA in the state, and having our peers hear from you guys about all the great stuff you're doing in other places, and what a terrific resource that GIA is for our field. Jonathan?
Thank you, Debbie. So, Houston, for those of you who have been in Houston, which I'm sure many of you have, it is not the city of the 80s. We have changed tremendously. Debbie mentioned that the city is growing exponentially. About 200,000 people a year are moving to the Houston region, so we continue to be the quickest growing city. It's become very quickly a very global city. So the experience that you're going to have there is not the experience that you may have had a few years ago. And we were thinking, all of us, the team here, we're transplants. And we very quickly became very much in love with our city. So I think we kind of reflect and embody, in so many ways, this new Houston that we're here to celebrate. But you do know a few things about Houston. We're the home to NASA. We are the global energy capital. And that's energy, that's not just oil and gas.
Wind.
Wind, that's right. We have more LEED certified buildings than any other major American city. We have the largest medical center in the world. We're the Center for Nanotechnology. That's enough of those. What that tells you, actually, is that we're an economic powerhouse. But what is really exciting about being there is, as Debbie said, it's growing so rapidly. So we're inviting you to come experience what it's like to be in the middle of this rapidly changing global city. You know, for those of you who spend time in New York, you sit down at a dinner table there, you talk about rent. You talk about how expensive the city is. In Houston, you sit down at a dinner table, you talk about diversity. It is at the front of our tongues every day, whether it's in the office, whether it's in the gym, whether it's on the freeway, and we have lots of freeways. We are talking about diversity and what this means. And that's because all of us in this room can claim that we have one of the most diverse cities. Well, we're here to lay claim to that. But the reason is we have equal amounts Anglo, African American or African, Latino, and then a very strong Middle Eastern and Asian population. So we're even across the board, and that's what makes us different than most other cities. So we're really grappling with this very enthusiastically, and that's why we want you to be part of our conversation in Houston next year. The other thing that I want to leave you with is you are all coming at, and we've already registered you, so I know everybody in this room is coming. You're coming at a really wonderful time because something unbelievable happened a year ago in Houston. I think it's called oil. And because of that, the city went on a huge growth spree. So next year, in 2014, and actually the fall of 2014, when you're there, we're celebrating the centennial of the Port of Houston, Herman Park, which is our centennial park. Rice University is winding up their centennial celebration, and the Houston Symphony. So the city collectively is not just celebrating the 20th century and what that means going into the 21st century, but we're really looking at using that as a platform for where we're going in the future. So we really want you to be part of that conversation. Thank you, and we'll see you there.
Thank you.
One more thing. Janet, could you come up 1 second? We have a small gift for you. It's okay, it's not a pony.
Look at, she's looking
It's
for
not.
it.
It's not a license to an oil rig. But we don't have snow, but we have lots of sparkle. So this is going to go on your desk.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. By my Houston cup.
That's
I
right.
got yesterday.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank
But
you.
wait, we have to do one more thing. We have to do our drawing.
Oh,
So
yes.
every year we give away, a free registration. And so this is the free registration for Houston. Debbie, pick out a name.
Okay. This is important.
We entered your names for
everyone. Okay. Oh, wait, I can only do one. Okay.
And you don't have to be present to win. So, I know. So, or maybe you do.
So that looks like Joanne. It's very small.
It is very small.
Joanne Mangelli?
Manjuli. Yeah.
Arts Westchester. That's what it
Arts
says here.
Westchester.
Oh,
All
good.
right.
Let's hear it for Joanne.
Oh, good.
New Yorkers, yeah.
Very good.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. How's everybody? My name is Denise Brown, and I'm with the Leeway Foundation here in Philadelphia, and I'm really excited to introduce our next speaker. Nikky Finney's now famous National Book Award acceptance speech is probably all the introduction she'll ever need. It is a brilliant example of her gift as a writer, a gift grounded in her ability to take personal history and create a compelling collective narrative, one that transforms recognizable moments and historical circumstance into something powerful, magical, and liberatory. When asked what advice she would give to her 19-year-old self, sitting on a wall outside, contemplating being a poet, Nikky replied, "The same exact advice my best teacher in the world gave me. Engage yourself in books, engage yourself in human beings who can tell you stories, and engage yourself in looking in the mirror and seeing who you are, your genuine self. Do not follow the line of dozens of people who are doing whatever they are doing with their life. Don't listen to people who say, you can't do this, you can't be that, you have to do it this way. It's ridiculous. 40 years ago, people told me that I couldn't be a poet, and I just held onto it with both hands. Call it foolishness or madness or whatever, I became a poet. You have to have a dogged, passionate belief in yourself that comes with understanding that there are people who have already done this for many years, in many cultures, in many ways, and you have to figure out how to do it your way. You also have to stay healthy, eat well. I hate when young writers or artists think I have to be tragic. You don't have to be tragic, you have to be healthy. You have to tell the truth, and that's it. So I'm really excited to hear the truth she's going to share with us today. Please welcome Nikky Finney.